Hey everybody, it's Friday, June the 25th. I hope you are having a good day. We are in that wonderful bubble of the full moon that was yesterday. We had a full strawberry moon yesterday. My friend and cousin took a bunch of beautiful photographs of that strawberry moon. It was absolutely enchanting. Speaking of enchantment and creativity and all those wonderful things that we really tune into when there is a full moon, I have new journals, new books ready to go into the shop. I'm very accustomed to calling these journals, but I decided to kind of rebrand them, and to me they are art supply books, or they're craft supply books. You know, you can already see you've got a selection of beads here that you can choose from. You've got a selection of fibers, fabrics, lace, findings, all kinds of things at the top of the book. This is a 5x7 fabric covered box. It is a recycled item, completely recycled. We've got a sweet little closure here that is 4 flowers that kind of go right along with this beautiful floral pattern that we have on our art supply book. So let's crack this open and let's take a look. And as you're looking at it, I hope that you, in that creative spirit of the full moon, are thinking of ways to use this book. Basically, what you have here is a collection of creative papers. It might include images. You know, we've got some mini books in here. We've always got cardstock. We've got painty papers. We've got bookmarks. It is just a compendium of crafty goodness. We have cardstock in here, fabric, all kinds of fun things to just create with. You'll see magazine imagery. I'm really into magazine imagery. I think it's really it's a fun concept to repurpose, recycle, redo a magazine. Look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is some upholstery fabric that a friend sent. Is that not just really exquisite right there? These books are curated, y'all. I go through here and curate them by color, theme, style. You know, we might have numbers that go together. It's a lot of fun to put these together and then to, you know, kind of imagine how you are going to use the photos, text pages, handmade items, embellishments, bookmarks, tags, findings, you know. How are you going to use that? And nobody, you know, that's the great thing about art, y'all, is nobody uses the same sorts of things the same way. Because we're all unique, we're all individuals, we all have our peccadillos, you know, things that we love, things that we don't love, things that we are comfortable with. I know that I am comfortable working with paper. Now, when I kind of this is a really fun element right here, y'all. This is a pocket page, and it is full of cute little things to play with right here. Most of my items in these books, y'all, they're orphaned, they're abandoned, they're loners, they're one of a kind, they're not things that you would purchase at a store. And I love giving those abandoned, misfit items a sweet home. And I appreciate you guys giving them a sweet home. Now, that's a great little example of that is this little piece of paper that someone sent that they had cut like this little part out of. But, you know, that's still a rich and wonderful piece of paper to play with, to make art trading cards, art trading coins. And of course, we've got these creative clusters in here. Anytime you see a paperclip and it is holding things to a page, then this is something that goes together. We talked about the curation of the book, but these are elements that you can simply pull out and create something, bam, 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 on the spot. This is a coffee themed cluster, and I really love it. It says latte good vibes. This is a fabric element right here. So you have an art trading coin to work with. You have some art trading cards. We have some coffee dyed index paper right here for you, index card for you. This is just a note to you. Small things can make a big difference. It's fun to put little notes through here. We've got fabric. Now, these aren't just wee tiny bits of fabric, y'all. This is enough fabric for you to cut something out of and make something. You know, fabric is awesome because it's one of those tangible things. And I don't know about you guys, but fabric always reminds me of, you know, a dress or maybe a scarf that I had, or, you know, something that my mom wore. It's really amazing how our senses kind of vibe with some of the fabric items that we see. So we've got numbers in here. I love numbers. Art trading card, blank. This is a piece of food packaging. You guys know how much I love my food packaging. I really like the way this turned out. This is February 1958. And this is just a little item that I cut out. You will see a lot of clip art. Coffee filter from my actual coffee, Mr. Coffee downstairs. I take these filters and recycle the coffee grounds, and then I kind of clean up the coffee filter, you know, not too much because you don't want to wash all that beautiful coffee stain away. And we use them in our art supply journals, art supply books. Another creative cluster right here for you. This time you've got a few kitty cats, the word believe, some floral elements here. Love National Geographic. These books aren't just for flipping through and using things, guys. You can read these. This is an 1851 agricultural report to Congress. It is letters from farmers throughout the United States in 1851 reporting on their crops. Very interesting reading. I love the kaleidoscope carrot here. Maybe this is something that you might entertain in your garden. Old recipes. Old recipes mean Granny, you know, going to Granny's house, having her selection of pies and cakes. My grandma made, oh my goodness, my grandma made the best chocolate pie in the whole wide world. And the, you know, I've talked about our Sunday dinners often and the tiny little beef roast that we might have, the potatoes. It's very much like a loaves and fishes kind of Sunday dinner, because that's always what it was. We had a lot of people at our table, but there was always enough, and there was always enough to take home. And, you know, my grandma would make one pie, you know, and it was one of those small pies because she did not make her own crust. She used the aluminum pie plate, you know, crust that you would get from that you could purchase in the freezer section. Yet all of us would have a piece of pie. Sometimes my mom would make, I really dig this, you guys. I really do love the peacock that we have here. We have to thank Miss Trills for sending this along. It just worked out beautifully. My mom would make a cherry yum yum, and that was always delicious. We have a little bit of mailer for you. Now, this is Virginia Diner. I like the way the blue kind of played along with our nautical theme that we have going on for these few pages. More coffee dyed paper. A vintage map. This is New Spain. We've always got pockets full of things to play with. Who remembers this? Trivial Pursuit. What U.S. state did King Kamehameha once rule over? I would think that Hawaii. What dancing group kicked up its heels with the immortal John Messer for 13 long years? I do not know. I always loved to play Trivial Pursuit because I know a lot of trivia, and it was like one of those games that I could actually sort of think about winning. I'm not much of a game meister. So anyway, Sunday afternoon dinners, you know, that's what recipes always remind me of, because, you know, there was always a lot of chatter about the food and how good it was. And being able to take a slice of that pie home. Again, I don't know how it happened. We were talking, we were laughing, we were having a great time, lots of kids, lots of uncles, lots of aunties, and we all got full, and we all went home with leftovers. It was like a miracle, no doubt. Another creative cluster for you to play with right here. I like the browns, the yellows, the golds, the way that things are playing together. And cardstock. With cardstock, you can do a lot of things. You can make your own business cards out of cardstock. You can make an actual greeting card. You can make a table tent. You can write something inspiring. You can use this 4x6 card and make a spine on the side and make yourself a little mini book, a little junk journal. You could actually make a junk journal from the things that are in this book. Use the book to fill in other books, right? We all don't like that blank page. It's like, it's very intimidating. It's very blank. And we all like to fill it up with something pretty and something meaningful and something that is pleasing to our eye. So think of this art supply book as art supplies. These are things that you can use to fill a junk journal, a flow journal, any kind of other book. I really love decorating my composition book planner. And a lot of times I'll just get out my personal flow journal and use items from my personal flow journal to decorate my composition book planner or my commonplace planner. And it works out really well. I think that books like this are very effective for those of us who kind of don't like a whole desk of stuff to work with, or maybe we don't have a lot of space, or maybe we're just beginning and we don't have, quite the stashy things that some people have. And that's okay, because your stash is one of those things that builds. This is a vintage piece, 1947 here. Remember, we had some 1958. This kind of popped out, so I'm going to slip that right back in there. You can take out all of the elements in this book and start completely over, because you have 4 signatures, you have pockets, you have 8 pockets. Take everything out, use it up, and then repurpose the book. Maybe this is a favorite things book. Maybe this is one of those a hoarding book, right? There are always these things that we run across that's like, it's too pretty to use. You could use an art supply book, use everything up, and then refill it with something else. It's really fun. Because the book is divided into signatures, you also can always take out a signature and just work with one signature. Because this had stars, I went with a star theme. Now, there's this wee tiny writing here, you guys. It says, yummy, yummy, yummy. Do you see it? Yummy, 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 berries in my tummy, so sweet to eat, so good. But when you kind of look at it at this angle, you don't really pick up on that text. The text is cute and cool, but what really stands out are the blue stars and the gold stars. Just really sweet. And I really like the closure too. It's just a rhinestone closure. So here we go in our little star book. We've got a lot of painty papers, painted elements. Painted elements, pre-painted elements are a lot of fun. Vintage postcard here. They're a lot of fun to work with because it immediately adds a lot of pizzazz to your piece, to whatever you're working on. We have some sheet music here for you. This is from a book called The Jazz Man. This is like a woodcut. And of course we talked about the, tarts, fancy pastries, cream puffs. My grandma never made those, but man, she could make the heck out of a chocolate pie. That was delicious. Different colors too. You have a quilt pattern here along with a quilt-ish pattern over here. again, you can see how the book is curated. So everything layers, everything goes together. It kind of takes the anxiety out of trying to create things. And sometimes you just don't want to use that much of your head. You just kind of just want to sit down, have one thing to work with. You can take this book, you can work with a glue stick, some scissors. That's all you need. You have all of the elements right here to work with. I like the way those browns went together. This always fascinates me, the black and white imagery in cookbooks. And now, man, do we have some flashy food photography for sure. I was able to get away for 3 days to go see my mama on her 83rd birthday and my dad on Father's Day. It certainly was a quick and fast trip. I even got to visit with my son in North Carolina and South Carolina, and that was a lot of fun. But if I would have stayed longer, all of our time was eaten up with laughing and eating and shopping and having fun. If I would have stayed longer, I would have taken a flow journal. A art supply book, flow journal, whatever you want to call it. And actually had, time to work in it, but I didn't. That's another wonderful thing about an art supply book is it's kind of, it's an all-in-one, y'all. So, if you have a job where you have to, you're giving care. If you're a caregiver, it's a perfect thing for a caregiver because you can experience art and have fun with art as you are, sitting with your patients or giving care to your patients. Love the way these turned out. Cream and custard pies. This is a lovely garden here. Oh, guys, my garden. She's pathetic. Thought I was going to do so well this year and was very excited about it. First thing that happened was the rabbits came and ate everything. So replanted, and then the groundhogs came and ate everything, and the rabbits and the birds actually jerk things up out of the ground. So, I can look at that one way as boo for me, very sad. Or I can look at it as another, in another way and say, wow, I fed some birds, and I fed some squirrels, and I fed some groundhogs, and I fed some rabbits. We can look at it like that too. These are all truly vintage papers. We've got some collage elements. Those napkins are awesome for collage. A little bit of kitty cat right here. Food packaging. I'm very fond of food packaging. Things to color and repurpose and reuse. Handmade paper. Again, Miss Trills, thank you. I like this. The future is yours. And all of these elements go together. Got a little bit of beachy, travel, touring, going places, doing things. Fabric. Love this piece right here. She has the sweetest face, and this is a napkin. That napkin on this piece of coffee dyed paper would be beautiful, along with some sheet music. So many possibilities, so many things to look at and imagine and enjoy. Like I said, you could take out one whole signature and, maybe do a round robin with a friend. And, you guys just work on that signature. Now, a couple of these books do have Creative Freedom paper stickers in it. I love these, and I've left Leanne's information right here. So when you see this, go to Leanne's store and peruse what all she has. She has the best planner stickers in the whole world. Love that girl. Love her vibe. Love her creative energy. Love the way that she sees the world. And, you know, we all know that it's not just about a creation. You know, it's the person behind that creation, and that is Leanne. Leanne, she just has that unique, wonderful vibe to everything that she does. And we love her here. Do what you love. All of this goes together perfectly. You've got those summer and spring vibe colors. A little more marine life. This is such a fun piece to collage with. Speaking of the store, you guys, you will see some new things in the store, so just check them out. I'm expanding my Etsy shop, and I hope that you will find something interesting and fun to work with there. I will have these in the shop a little later on this afternoon. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening to my banter. Listening to my yammering. Yeah, we'll just call it yammering. Thanks, y'all. See you soon. Bye.